Wow. Yeah. Whew. There was a giant update to the Fusion World website, and now we have all of set 2. Hey guys, so we are going to dive into first blue because I've been very much so excited to see how the rest of those cards shape up. So with that being said, we are going to look at those cards, see what we may be getting, and then we're going to just basically talk about them, our first takes. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to do blue, and then we'll go through green, yellow, red, and when we're done with that, we are going to revisit our takes on set 2. So I am super excited to get this started. Let's see if we can get this well over 100 likes. And if you like the video, maybe think about subscribing to the channel, maybe checking out the other areas of Universe X. So with that being said, let's switch the template because we got a lot of cards to go through. Hello, it is the entity known as Editing Chris. For some reason, the video did not take for this next segment, just the audio, but all the information's still there. I talked about a bunch of cards, and I gotta go to work soon, and this came out kind of unexpectedly, so I'm not re-recording it. Either way, let's jump into the cards. I'm gonna say in advance, forgive me, I am still getting over a bit of sickness, but this news waits for no one. So I'm going to just power through it, just may have to clear my throat a little bit, and we are about to really head into these. So looking at Blue's cards, the first card we got here is Kibito, and Kibito says when KO'd, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 extra card and add it to your hand, place the rest of the bottom of your deck in a random order. It's a 2k 15k power 1000 combo. I'm not really digging this card because if you guys haven't noticed, next set green may be able to destroy, yellow may have a little bit more destruction than normal, but for the most part, I mean, blue is bouncing or tucking, and red can just minus down to 0. So I just don't see this card getting a lot of its effects if red is going to be one of the better colors of the set, and maybe even blue. Let's see after we look at this video. Next, we got another Goku Black, and this feels good. 3 cost, 20k, 1000 combo power. This is wonderful. When attacking, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and play up to 1 Zamasu with a cost of 1. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. I like this, I dig this, and I do think that we are looking at another card that just can slot in. This is a 1-drop after you've played a Zamasu, and he's going to help you find other Zamasus. And I do believe that Zamasu, Fuse Zamasu is still a Zamasu card, so I do believe you should be able to pick them up. No, they don't. I don't think they share like that. But you will be able to find the non-Zamasu or the non-Fuse Zamasu cards, and that's going to be pivotal for the Goku Black deck. So I do dig that. Moving forward, you've got another. Woo! A trend that, I'm just going to say this real quick, a trend that seems to be going is that because blue has to be so low on hand, they're giving a lot of blue cards 10k combo power. But you've got a 3 cost, 20k, 10k combo power Gotenks. Activate main, return this card to its owner's hand. If your leader is a Vegeta, play up to 1 Gotenks with a cost of 4 in your hand in rest mode. So this is pretty cool. So you can actually play this guy. And then swing with them for 20k for 3, and then just bounce them back to the hand. As long as your leader's Vegeta, you can play the 4-drop SR Gotenks from your starter deck. And if you have 7 or less cards in hand, you can then grab the Goten and the Trunks from the grave. So this is very, 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 very cool. I like that. It's not exactly full cheating out Gotenks, but you are getting it out above curve, and I just like that kind of card. Not to mention the fact this goes neutral with most with all the non-25k leaders, and then you can pop back to your hand to be a 10k while playing a 25k in rest mode, so it can't attack that turn. Just remember that. But the cool part is that you're gonna add this 10k back to your hand, and then add potentially 2 10ks from your trash back, or from your drop back to your hand. So I think that's actually pretty neato. Moving forward, you've got another 1-cost Zamasu. This is a 5k 5k combo power permanent. If you have a Goku Black battle card, this card can be KO'd. On play, look at the top 5 cards from your deck, reel up to 1 Goku Black and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any random order. I think this is cool just to have another searcher. The non-KO effect is going to work best against green, somewhat against yellow, because realistically, actually no, it works completely against yellow. Because even if they tap this and attack it, they can't do anything. So it works best against green and yellow. it won't really have that much of effect in the mirror, the blue mirror, or against red, but yeah, I'm digging it. Moving to the next one, we got some spiciness. A 5 cost 30k, 0k combo power Zamasu Fused. When KO'd, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, play up to 1 Zamasu Fused with a cost of 6 from your hand. This is actually pretty cool. So, yeah, the 0k combo power does hurt. Tapping 5 kind of does hurt, but attacking for 30 is pretty neat, and it says when KO'd. Now again, we're gonna have a problem here because in the mirror and against red, they gotta work a little bit harder to get a 30k off the board, but it is still very possible. But in the mirror, this is almost fodder. It will just be bounced or potentially even tucked, and then we won't be able to use the KO effect. But it's cool to see what we're running into, which is the next card. 6k, 40,000 power, 5,000 combo power, Zamasu Fused, critical, and then auto once per turn when your opponent plays a battle card. If your life is at 1, choose all of your opponent's cards and return them to the owner's hand. This is definitely interesting, very, very interesting, and yeah, I'd be lying to you if I told you that like this wasn't. I didn't want to test this card. Being at 1 is very, very strange, and I'm not sure if your opponent's going to be able to play around this, because realistically, they could just play out everything before. Yeah, they could play out everything before you get to 1, you know, and then just start attacking. Or better yet, like let's say that they do have this sort of thing. You set yourself down to 1 using like a Mai or some other effect, and then they just go, okay, tap 1, play a 1-drop, you bounce all my stuff to my hand. Now I'm going to play the things I need to, and I'm going to attack. So I think this card off rip looks like it's very easy to play around, so that's a little scary. Not quite in love with that one. Moving forward, we have got the Son Goku, a 4 cost, 30,000 power, 0 combo power. Activate main once per turn, discard 3 cards with sand and their special traits from your hand, and then switch this card to active mode, and this card gains plus 25k power for the turn. So it becomes a 55k, which is monstrous, and discarding 3 sands from your hand sounds weird, but you do get to get closer to that 7. That's 7 a little closer than you would normally be able to do it. Like, you can actually just discard down to 7 and actually just be fine. So it's really cool to have a discard outlet that goes that hard in terms of just doing what you need to do. Sorry, the audio cut out, so I had to come back and kind of do this. The tech failures all around this day. Very, very, very untimely. But next, we are going to move over to this Son Goten. On play, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards at the cost of 2 or less and return to the owner's hand. It's got a 1 cost, 5k power, 10k combo power. I need to see how this plays out. I would love this to be a sideboard card if we had sideboards, just because of the fact that you're going to be able to just put this in and then just like go crazy with it when your opponent needs 1 drops or 2 drops on board to operate. This could be a nice stun as long as the card doesn't have a good come into play effect. That is the main thing that I'd be afraid of playing this card, just kind of letting my opponent double up on their come into play effects. So we'll see how this card plays out. Very meta dependent. Next, we're going to move over to Videl. This is a 1 cost, 5k, 10k combo power. See the trend, a lot of combo power. Activate main once per turn, 1. If you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, play up to 1 skill as battle card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. Definitely loving this one. Mainly due to the fact that you can just cheat in a 25k. I didn't put vanillas in this video, but there is a vanilla Great Sandman, and that's why that one actually like works the way it does. But you can cheat in to play vanillas. Vanillas always have that 10k combo power, so being able to have them in hand isn't bad, but also putting them on board can put pressure on a lot of different leaders. So will this card actually find its way into decks? I don't know, but this is going to be a sealed monster if your pre-release is sealed. So look forward to that one. Next, we are going to move on from this one. Sorry, the timing is a little off. Like I said, I had to re-record this as a voiceover because the sound cut off, and then re-upload. So, yay, I love my morning. The next card we're going to go over to is this Beerus. And this Beerus is going to be a cool card. 3 cost, 20k power, 10k combo power. When attacking, KO up to 1 of your other battle cards. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and return to the owner's hand. At first, I was like, why? But then I saw how many cards in this set either cannot be KO'd or are KO'd and then have effects, and they don't have to be KO'd by your opponent. So this Beerus will proc both of those. If you have a Zamasu card that can't be KO'd, go ahead, just start bouncing cards to your opponent's hand. If you have a card that has an on-KO effect, go ahead, proc it while bouncing something to their hand. You have a fair amount of options, and I think this is a little costly as an enabler, but it still works, and it has 10k combo power, so we'll be able to see if these kind of effects are live. That being said, that is the end of this part. Sorry for the wonky edit between the still picture and the voiceover, but I needed to get this out, and everything decided to die this morning. Oh yeah, a word from our sponsor. So, as per usual, just gotta let you guys know that I am sponsored by Mystic TCG, one of the coolest stores in America, but definitely the coolest store in Missouri. They do their own events, they actually hold so many locals, and they carry so much product for any card game that you want to play. Just go on their site, look it up. You can pre-order product, you can buy product. They ship all across the nation, and you can use the code UNIXTCG, which will be in the description, to get a discount on your cards. Not only that, you can go to the Facebook site and message them directly, because they buy singles, they buy collections, and they sell singles. So whatever you need to do in the US, you can do through Mystic TCG. Past that, if you're above the border, you can go to G3 in Canada. The boys up there do it nice as well. They hold their own events, they also sell singles, they buy collections, but they are up above the border. So if you are in Canada, you are also covered. Go to the description, use my code there to get discounts off of your purchases from G3. Past that, and the fact that they're a super competitive team in Dragon Ball Masters and took 3 top spaces last nationals, past that, I wanted to also talk about the fact that I'm doing plenty of things over in Universe X, whether it be UniX DB, where I have my Dragon Ball gaming like Dokkan, Legends, soon to be Sparking Zero whenever it comes out, or Universe X Gaming, where I stream my games like my current run through of Kingdom Hearts. There's plenty of things to do, plenty of things to see, or you can even join the Patreon for some deeper looks. And now that we have the entire set, oh my gosh, we're gonna have some deeper looks. So make sure you join up on that Patreon, see all these takes before they get to the channel, some takes that will never make it to the channel. And with that being said, let's hop back into the actual content. So coming up next, we actually have these on play Bulma. This is actually pretty cool. One cost 5k, another 10k combo. On play, if you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, choose up to one of your Vegeta cards and it gets 10k power for the turn. So this is actually kind of crazy, because if you're at 8 cards in hand and you play this and your Vegeta goes from 20 to 30, and then you activate Vegeta's effect, pushing it to a, what? It went up to 35, so it would be a 45k swinger. That's insane. That's a My Bulma moment. Yeah. Vegeta is going to be punching with a vengeance. The leader is the boss card, and this actually may make Vegeta just a prime candidate for just being busted. Like, let's be real about it. I am interested to see how that's going to work. And then moving on to this next one, you have got Vegeta, 4 cost, 30k power, 0 combo power. On play, play up to 1 Bulma with a cost of 1 from your hand. That is the one we just went over. And then activate main once per turn. If you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, this card and your leader gets 5,000 power for the turn. So ideally, you could be at 9 cards in hand, play this Vegeta for 4, right? This Vegeta plays Bulma with a cost of 1 from your hand for free. That puts you down at 7. That Bulma now boosts your Vegeta up to you know, 30k, and then you can activate Vegeta's ability to boost himself up to 45k, and then this guy has the activate main once per turn, and your leader goes up to 50, and this card goes up to 35. So you can now swing with 35 with Vegeta, combo it up to 45 with the Bulma if you'd like, and then you can swing for 50k with your leader. That is pressure. That is pressure on pressure. So I am super happy to see how this works. But yeah, this is just insane. I definitely see the synergy with it, and I'm happy to see the synergy with it. So I'm guessing this is just going off. We definitely are gonna have to revisit Blue in my books. Now the next card is another Vegeta card supporting another Set 1 leader, and this is 4 cost 30k Vegeta, again, 0 combo power, so exact same stats as the last one. But when attacking, if your leader is Trunks Future, look at the bottom card of your deck and play up to 1 blue battle card with a cost of 2 or less. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck. This is really, really cool, and my brain is already tingling for some plays that are like in conjunction with set 1 cards going off with this one. But this is going to allow you to recycle that 2 cost 30k Trunks from set 1. You can play this guy, attack with him for 30k, bring a 30k from the bottom of your deck to the field, swing with that 30k, and if you're Trunks, you can bounce that 30k back to hand, or you can have it go to the bottom of your deck if you're confident you can protect this, or play another one. Very, very, very nice. A lot of synergy there. Next, you got Mai, a 1 cost 5k power with 10,000 combo power. On play, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and reduce its cost by 1 for the turn. A little interesting. I'm not kind of sure how many times this is actually going to work, whether we're going to sit here and just be like, okay, well, let's actually just play, play a Mai and then play Final Flash or something like that. Or play Mai and then sickle something that used to be 5 draw cost and then sickle something that's 4 cost along with it. But playing for 1, I like static more. I kind of like the ones like the Vegeta that puts a whole blanket on your field. But we can see, we never know, especially if side decks come into play, this may be a huge thing. But I do like how Blue's starting to get the level manipulation. I think they could really benefit from that sort of play. Now we're on to extra cards, and we've got Divine Hammer. It's a 2 cost extra. Activate battle if you have a Zamasu fused battle card. Choose your leader or up to 1 of your battle cards against plus 30k power for the battle. This is insane. I mean, it's crazy how it's not tied to the leader, but because it's tied to the fused Zamasu battle card, a lot of different players can actually use it. A lot of different decks. We have the fused Zamasu SR, and that's going to be able to put itself at a 30 or a 55k swinger, and it can draw while it's doing these things if you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, or the 5 cost can go up to a 60k. This is an interesting thing, but since it's tied to a specific battle card, I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. That may be a little consistency messy, messy. Consistency wise, it could be a little messy, so we'll see about that. And then next we have 1 Blade of Judgment. Activate main/battle. Look at the top 5 cards from your deck. Reveal up to 1 card with Supreme Kai and its special traits and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. So you're basically searching out Zamasus. Yeah, I think you're just searching out Zamasus for the most part. Maybe the Shin Searcher. I don't have that pulled up right now, but Supreme Kai seems to be a tag that was kind of added in here. And something that is cool, if I'm not mistaken, Supreme Kai as a super combo this set with Old Kai. So you can search out Old Kai with this card. So just a little thing. It's not the first time we've been able to search out a super combo using an extra card, but I'm sure it won't be the last. Just a little cool thing. Activate main and battle is a little hot too. And then we have this next card, Fusion of Evil Power. And this is a 3 cost, activate main, place 1 Goku Black and 1 Zamasu card from your hand or your battle area to the bottom of your deck. Draw 2 cards, and then play up to 1 Zamasu Fuse with a cost of 4 from your hand. So this is going to allow you to cheat out the SR a turn early. You do -2 from your hand because you're dropping the 2 cards and you're drawing 2 cards. That's cool, but you've already played this 1 card, you're playing the Zamasu. Now if you're going down to do that and you hit that -2 and it's the SR Zamasu, that Zamasu can then attack and then draw you a card, making this essentially a -1 to discard cards, to put cards at the bottom of your deck and then draw 2. So I do dig that a lot. You're not losing deck size and you are cycling through your deck, and you're playing a card that's going to cycle you even further. A little sticky to get off the field. I think that's actually pretty cool. If you're going for a full Zamasu Goku Black deck, woo-wee, that's gonna be cool. Goku Black might just be eating harder than any other. Actually, to be completely, I'm so jazzed going over this, so I'm probably talking at a million miles an hour, and I didn't want the video to get too long. But looking over these cards, in blue so far, like Vegeta, Trunks, and like Goku Black are probably eating harder than Zamasu right now. I'm not gonna front. The next card we have is Awakening to Super Saiyan Rose. I love these Awakening to cards. Awakening to Blue Power, Awakening to Super Saiyan, Awakening to Super Saiyan Rose. I'm surprised Green didn't get an Awakening to Super Saiyan 2. But 3 cost, activate main, choose all cards with Earthling and their special traits in their battle areas and return them to their owner's hands. Then if you return 3 or more cards, draw 2 cards. Very, very weird. I need to look over the card pool to see how this works, because this affects Gohans, this affects Trunkses, this affects Gotens, Bulmas, and there's a fair amount of those. Tiens, Yamchas, not so much. There's a fair amount of the aforementioned ones before we got to like the Yamchas and the Tiens. So maybe this does work. Maybe this does work. Gotta see. Let's see if the androids have Earthling tags. I actually didn't check. But if this works, then that could be something cool. But if we ever get side decks, this could definitely be a blue side card to stun your opponent and then draw cards. So I think that's actually pretty cool. Yeah. Now this card is, oh my gosh, it's what I was hoping for. It's what I was desperately hoping for. Blue is probably on the menu due to this card being printed. This is a 3 cost Absolute Lightning. Activate main, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. Thank the gods. Like, this is, Blue needed this in set 1. Blue needed this in set 1. Blue not being able to touch anything over 5 costs was just ruining it as a color. And because of Absolute Lightning, you can get rid of Frieza SR, you can get rid of 8-drop Broly's, you can get rid of 8-drop Cells, 6-drop Androids. Everything can get sent to the bottom of the deck. I think this actually may turn the tides when it comes to blue being a color. And that looks to be the end of the cards here. Yeah, that's all I had in my folder after I, oh my gosh, did the entire rip from the online site. That took a while, especially because the online site is taking forever to load because I think everybody's on it. But with that being said, we are just looking so close to, like, oh my gosh, there's so many things to do. We have just under 3 weeks until the first regional in North America, the one that's happening over in North Carolina. So there's gonna be a lot of brewing to do, and I will be in the lab. My Discord members, my Patreon members, I will put my ideas on Patreon. Until we go to North Carolina, I will go over all this. We're going to do so many videos in the next 2 weeks about this set. But my initial takes will be in, like, my deeper takes will be in my Patreon. So if that's something you're interested in, go in the description, join up on the $5 tier or higher, and I will be putting so much stuff in there on top of finishing the articles that I was already working on. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching. And yeah, this is absolutely crazy. Let me know if you guys are excited about any of these cards. Let me know if this has changed your mind about blue in general. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video or article or post. And a shout out to everybody that's giving the extra oomph, because I already spoke about it before, and I want to make sure you guys know that I have not forgotten about you in any way, shape, or form. So real quick, let's just give a special shout out to the Realm of Xers in the Patreon. That's the highest tier. That's the Big Daddy Flapjacks, the Brars, the Brycars, the Kevin Eyes, the Mario V's, and the Mr. Top Decks, as well as the Arextocrats, which is the second highest tier, the Eric R's, the Exilions, and the Jonathan B's. Thank you guys for giving me the extra oomph. We're going to kick it into overdrive now that we have all this information, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.